Hello guys, my name is TimGot and I'm here today with an M24 Chaffee review. This tank is a tier 5 American light tank and it's a scout, and this scout is quite amazing. I enjoy this scout for two reasons. Reason one is the fuel range. The fuel range is just amazing on this tank compared to some other some other scouts like the ELC, VK, Type 64, MT25. It is way better in every way, and especially if you have some equipment on it to actually make it even better, like coated optics. And yeah, the fuel range and the gun. I actually do really enjoy this gun. The gun isn't that great. The pen is normal, but gold you can pen pretty much everything. And yeah, that's pretty much why I enjoy the M24 Chaffee that much, is the fuel range and the gun. I feel that I can be effective sometimes in tier 10 games if I actually play my tank like it needs to be played. And when it's needed, I can just be a passive scout and just camp in a bush and try to spot people. And it does work out great for this tank. It does really work out great. But yeah, let's go over to these stats. So, this tank has 580 hit points, and that's quite normal, nothing special about that. It weighs 20 tons, so it weighs pretty much nothing, and it has a pretty good engine inside of it, so power to weight ratio is quite good. It's like a scout, you know. I'm not really able to like go deeper. It's probably one of the slowest scouts, but it's a really good scout. The scout is like more for passive play, and when it's needed, it can be really good on one-on-one fights because it has a lot of mobility. The traverse speed is crazy, plus the acceleration on this tank. It just, yeah, I just really enjoy the scouts. I actually enjoy this tank more than the MT25. The day when they removed the T50-2, that was a terrible day. I love that tank so much. I used to play a lot with the T50-2. I only played around 20 games with MT25, not more. 300 games were all with the T50-2. And yeah, you see the stats of the T50-2 kind of here. You don't really see the stats of the MT25. And I'm kind of sad about that. I really enjoyed the T50-2, but it was kind of OP for scouts, kind of, just a little bit. But yeah, it doesn't really matter. I don't really play scouts that often, so it's all good for me. So, the speed limit is 56. That's not that great for a scout, but it's more than enough. Believe me, it's more than enough. And your traverse speed is 46. And as I said, this tank is a scout, so going through the armor pretty much pointless. So yeah, 25 in the front, 25 in the side, and 19 in the back. 38 in the front, and 38 is probably the gun mantle. I don't even think you even have that much armor, just like here. 25 in the side and 25 in the back. So you will be banned pretty much every time. Maybe you'll get some lucky shots that will go into your tracks or just bounce you somehow if you're being really lucky. But mostly it's gonna be a pen without any problems. So the gun. The gun is quite good. It's a 76mm gun, and the rate of fire is amazing. It's 18.18 rounds per minute, and that's pretty much like 2.3, 2.4, something around that. Every reloads of 2.4, of 2.5. I'm not sure. We'll see that in the game. It's something around that. So 2.4. That is really good between the shots. And the penetration isn't that great. It's only 137. So you're not really able to pen a lot of enemies. Like, you will have some problems with penning sides. That's why I have a lot of APCR loaded in my tank. With 185 penetration, I can pen everything. I can pen the mouse in the back. So there's no problems with 185 pen. You need to use that sometimes, but mostly EP is more than enough. And your average damage is 115 with normal EP and 110 with EPCR. So that's kind of weird. I still find that weird. I had the same. I remember the same thing I had with the. Where's that thing? The Jumbo. Jumbo had the same kind of thing. I remember that. The gun had the same kind of thing. Yeah, there you go. EPCR or heat or whatever it is. Yeah, it's EPCR. It's five damage less for some reason. I'm not sure why it's like that. I'm really not sure, but it doesn't really matter that much. So yeah, it's pretty much like a jumbo gun or an easy eat gun mounted on this tank, and it's quite good. Your turret traverse speed is 39, and with your 46 traverse speeds, you will have no problems circling enemies. Your free range is 400, and your single range is 745. And also, with the Chaffee, I've noticed this with a lot of American tanks, like the M48 Patton. You can shoot really good on the move with the M48 Patton, and it's the same kind of deal for the M24 Chaffee. You can shoot on the move, and you will have a lot of chance that you will hit him without any problems, and I do really enjoy that. I have vertical stabilizer because I do want to shoot on the move, and yeah. And gun rammer, I don't know. I didn't really go for like a scout loadout. I went more for passive scout support tank. Yes, I was going for that, and those work good, quite good. I do really enjoy this tank. I do get a lot of tier 10 games, but doesn't really matter that much. And yeah, I'm using actually my crew from the Hellcats. And the crew is quite good. I have 6 Sense, Camouflage, Brothers in Arms, so it's a quite good crew. And yeah, that's pretty much the tank. So yeah, let's go over to the first game. I have 3 games ready. 2 are mine games, and one is one of my subscribers. So yeah, let's go over to that. So here is the first replay, and as you can see, I'm playing Umuranovka. And it's an encounter battle, and I actually quite like this site because you have the magical forest, and I do really enjoy this map when I have a light or medium or something like that. I don't like heavies or TDs on this site, and I'm already gonna say sorry for if you can read the chat. I was not in a good mood when I was playing this game, and you'll see it was just being annoying, just driving around me, and yeah, when I'm not in a good mood, I start to be a dick. So I'm already apologizing. I'm sorry for acting like this, but it's just me being in a bad mood. But yeah, let's go over to the game. So the first target I spot is the Ice 8, and I have quite good support in my back, and they're doing some work already. 1000 HP. Oh, there you go. 1300 HP gun away from him. And I'm like, okay, he's pretty much dead here. And I was thinking of pushing up right now, but I still was not sure what it was gonna be behind that. So I'm just like taking things slow and just relaxing. That's all. But yeah, at this moment, it's like, okay, I need to try to spot something here so my team can do something. I proxy spot the Waffenschlager with his OP camouflage, and I get really lucky because the Ice 8 hits me in the face with the HE and only kills my gun, so I was quite happy about that. And I see the GTR2 his side, I'm like, okay, let me put some shots into you. And yeah, the real M is 2.7, not 2.3, I was not correct about that. And there you go, some beautiful DPM on him, 500 damage done to that guy, unlucky of him. And the T-44 suicide, it's not sure why he did that, but doesn't really matter. So at this moment I was just like, I saw a lot of enemies in there. I do want to spot them, but I just don't want to go out and get killed. So I'm just like waiting for them to come to me so I can spot them or proxy spot them and get some spotting damage done. And the Chaffee is quite good, like it has 400 view range, plus I have counted optics, so I have 440 view range, and 500 is the max that you can have as view range, and 440, that's quite good for a tier 5 tank. And that's what I enjoy about the Chaffee a lot. It has a pretty good camouflage, and you can do some epic scouting with this tank, or epic passive scouting. And at this moment I was thinking of shooting the Yak Panther, but if I shoot I will reveal my position and I will die, so I didn't do it. I just held my shot and spotted the Yak Tiger in IS 8 by pushing up. So at this moment I was trying to pen his side, and finally I actually started to pen him, but I realized that I'm completely in the open, so I started moving back to my previous position. The ELC comes back from left side or middle. I was not really paying attention to him. And yeah, I'm like, okay, cool. Let me try to push up here. I spotted the SU. Sit in a bush here, relax for a second. I was just making sure my shot would count there, but yeah, no luck. Yeah, he dies immediately. Beautiful focus fire on him. Then I see the TR2. I put some shots into him. And yes, I spotted the Tiger 2 and the STY, or I mean Tiger 1 and the STY, and I get team killed by the T-34. Like I told you before, I was not in a good mood that day when I played this game, so the problem was I think I pushed up too soon, and yeah, I'm really sorry about the chat, but I was just such in a bad mood at that day when I was playing this game. So this is how I react when I'm in a bad mood. I just start calling people names, and mostly the best thing to do if you are having some bad games, just the best thing to do is just stop playing. Just stop, watch a stream, watch a YouTube video, watch something. Don't play the game when you're in a bad mood. Just don't, because you're not gonna have a good time. And yeah, I was watching Anti Fosh and he drove against the rock. That's why I said nice driving, Fosh. And from here on, the Fosh pretty much carries the game. He puts a shot into the dirt, unlucky by him. It does need to get decapped really fast. The VK in the back at C5 is doing nothing. He was sitting there the whole game. He's probably a bot, and I'm probably not surprised if he is one. The Fosh decaps right on time. He rams the AMX and then shoots the other AMX CD because he wanted to get all of the decap points. And this AMX 3090 tries to go around him, and he gets lucky because his engine dies and his tracks broke at the same time. So you don't really have much option. Like, you're not gonna repair your tracks and have a bad engine in the Fosh. It does not work like that. And Waffle Tracker finishes him off, and the Fosh does not receive the Top Gun, so that kinda sucks. But yeah, let's go over to the after battle report. So here are the after battle reports, and you can see I got first class from that game. I was quite happy about this game because this is the second time I'm buying the Chaffee back. I've sold the Chaffee, then I bought the Chaffee back like 1 week ago or something like that. And the Chaffee, I don't know, I just wanted to have a Chaffee for some reason. I'm not really sure why I wanted to have a Chaffee, but I just wanted a Chaffee in my garage. And I'm quite enjoying it. I got patrol duty, first class, 2000 experience, 44k credits, and yeah, cannot complain about that. So let's take a look at Team XP. I'm in the first place with almost 6,000 spotting damage, so I was really happy about that. Didn't really do much damage to the enemies, only 1k, but I am a tier 5 scout, so I was quite happy about having that 1k damage. I was more happy about having that 6k spotting damage. And that's a fun thing with Morinovka. If you're playing on that map, if you have a light tank, it's just you're gonna have such a good time if there are a lot of people camping in the magical forest and you are playing the scouts. It's just amazing how much spotting damage you can get. It's just too much, too much. Like this game, 6,000 damage. That is just crazy. I spotted. Let's take a look. The D32 didn't really spot him much. I spotted the RD as well. Spotted the Ice 8. I got 1,400 spotting damage for that. Spotted the SU. Spotted the Borsig, doing 1k spotting to him. That's kind of crazy. Also spotted the STY, 1,300 damage on him. And also the Act-Tag, there you go. And that's what I enjoy about the Chaffee. It can be a passive scout. It can be... Mostly the tank is made to be a passive, kind of aggressive scout, but not too aggressive. Because you have 440 fuel range, and the best way to use it is to actually... Like, I'm not the best scouts player, you can correct me in the comments, but I find, like the Chaffee, the tank in general, I find it good if you just like camp in a bush. That's pretty much what I find of the tank. You can be aggressive sometimes, yes you can, but you can get better scores if you play it more passively. But yeah, that's the first game. Let's go over to the second game, and that second game is one of my subscribers, so let's go over to that. So here is the second game, and Joshi is actually playing this game. He sent me this replay in on Twitch, and I found this game actually really good because it shows you off how good the gun is on the tank. It's not this game is not like about damage, spotting damage, but it's more about the damage done. And he did a lot of damage this game. It was really good. So, Runeberg on Fire, the new map. Not really new, it's just Runeberg with some fires in the city, so yay, I guess. I don't know. That's really able to respond to that. I don't know. It looks quite good. I like the sun, like right there, just destroys my eyes when I look at it. And like it's nothing special, just Runeberg on Fire. Same for like Winter Himmelsdorf. I just don't get that. Why do you just okay, cool, I can get more chances to get into Himmelsdorf. I like Himmelsdorf, my favorite map, but don't really see why it needs to be like winter. But doesn't really matter for me. So, Joshi, he's playing his Chaffee quite aggressively here, but he is in a quite good matchup. He's playing against tier 8 tanks, so that is quite good. So the first thing he spots is a T20. He puts a shot, but no luck. He got away with that. And he goes into J2, so he's not able to shoot him again. So the Borsig gets spotted, and he's getting really killed fast. He got one shot into him right on time, and that was it. So there's a KB1S to his right, and he sees him, and he goes completely for him. The KB1S completely misses. Not sure how he actually did that. He puts, yeah. At this moment, it's going crazy. It's going crazy. Tim not able to follow. So the first thing what happened, Cromwell came along in this fight, and the first good thing that Joshi did is actually focusing on him because that tank has DPM. That tank is Alpha. If the Alpha misses into the ground, it's gonna reload for 13 seconds. If he misses, he can shoot again in 3 seconds, 3.3 seconds. And yeah, you don't want that if you're driving a Chaffee. Chaffee is 4 shots and it's dead, and you really do not want that. So Joshi focuses on the Cromwell immediately because he knows that guy needs to die first. The Cromwell gets killed by the K1S because K1S is pro player. And he torches the K1S, luckily, and kills him right on time. The driver dies, but he sees the Nashor. He puts 2 shots into him and kills him right on time. He fixes his driver again. He has shots on the Panther, but he does not shoot at him because he has some... I was actually not sure about this because I thought he had shots. Yeah, there you go. I thought he had shots from this position, but he didn't took those shots. That's quite weird because I would probably took them. That's that's a little mistake there from his play, because if you're playing the scouts, your main focus is arty. Simple as that. Your main focus needs to be arty. Arty, if you have arty, then you can go to heavy tanks. That's your main focus, because arty can do a lot of damage, and you want to get arty out of the game because, yeah, nobody likes scumbags. So the T20 is just falling back, not really able to react to Joshy's attack, and he dies from it, having that fast DPM on this tank, 2.7 seconds, quite good. So Joshy is in a kind of weird position. He is just sniping at the moment. He's not really being aggressively. He sees the Tiger 2, and he puts a shot on his lower plate. He pens it, and he kills it right on time. The 87 gets spotted, but he's behind the truck. Joshy destroys the truck and goes over to AP. And a Yak Panther comes along, and the Yak Panther's actually using a big gun, and you don't want to get one-shotted by that tank. Also, don't get why he was doing this. That was kind of weird. Like, he was aiming for you, and he was also like trying to side scrape at that point. I was like, okay. But Yak Panther lost interest in him, and he went over to the T-43. Joshy goes forward, but he has no gun elevation to actually shoot him. Now he has gun elevation. He starts shooting him. Poor old bastard. Lower pen. Then he puts another shot, and he goes on fire again. Another tank that goes on fire by Joshy's gun. That's kind of being lucky. I'm gonna give you that. That's kind of being lucky. First the K1S, then the Yak Panther. So yeah, that was really good. So 87. And you can pen the 87 on the upper plates. Wow, good job, Tim. I mean, in his commander's hatch, you can pen him quite easily. The T-32 comes along, and he's like, okay, let's just go over to him. He's 3 shots. He puts 2 shots into him, and now he's 1 shot if he gets a high roll. But T-44 kills him right on time. And Joshy needs to watch out right now, because the 87 is probably aiming for him, and they are capping. The FCM is going back to base, and the Hellcat is capping at the moment. The 87 is now focusing on the T-44, and Joshy starts to put some shots into his back. There you go, clean shots into his ass, poor guy. He goes for the track, but no luck. He does not track him there. It just kind of just goes in, but does no damage, so that kind of sucks. T-44 realizes that he needs to decap, so he's coming back to base. And Hellcat is just, yeah, he's not able to reach him. And Joshy's like, what's the point of dying? So he just stays up there, because there's no point of going out and getting killed by the 87. But yeah, that was a quite fast game. Let's go over to the after battle reports. So here are the after battle reports, and as you can see, he had a quite amazing game there. 2000 experience on a loss, ace tanker, Orlux medal, and high caliber, and that's all with a tier 5 scout tank. And overall, he did 3,290 damage. He fired 38 times, hit 34 times, so he only missed 4 times, and he penetrated 27 times, so he only bounced 7 shots out of that. He received 5 hits, and all of them penetrated. Like 1 bounced or tracked, I'm not sure what it was. And as you can see, that game was, I wanted to show that game more because of the damage done, because he didn't really spot tanks that game. He detected 3 tanks, that's quite good, and he got 360 upon detecting. So he didn't really play as a scout, you know? But he did do a lot of damage. He did the most damage in a tier 8 game. So he did a really good job. Looking at the experience, he has the triple of the T-44. So yeah, he had a pretty awesome game. It sucks that he lost that game. but you're not really able to do something about that. He did lose credits, and also he is playing on a normal account, so he's not even playing on a premium account. So that kind of sucks. He did make 20k loss that game, so yeah, that kind of sucks. But yeah, that's the second Chaffee game, and yeah, as you can see, just having that DPM and seeing backs and sides and stuff like that, you can easily pen that without any problems. And people seem to lose interest in you because you were scouting, to think like, oh, you were scouts, who cares, you do no damage. But they don't realize if you have DPM, good accuracy, and quite good pen, you can do a lot of damage. People don't really realize that. But yeah, that was your second game. Let's go over to the third game. So, here is the third game. I'm playing on Pearl River, and this map is actually going to be changed quite a lot in 9.0. You're going to have a road in here. And that's quite cool because the map is like kind of like you have three options where you can go. This way, or this way. And that's quite cool, but I'm happy they're adding a little paths to here because like there's a big part of the map unused, and I'm happy they're actually adding a path here where you can actually go into here like that. It's quite cool, and I'm really happy about that. So yeah, the first thing I do is like, I don't think I realized yet that I was actually a scout in this matchup. I was just going to my regular medium spot, then I was like, wait, tier 10? I'm playing scout. Oh, okay. Yes. Not going the right way. And I drive against the rock because I'm probably typing again. And yeah, that E100 is just, yeah, not really able to read what he says. That's why I was saying strong English. So yeah, at this moment, the only place where I can actually go and try to be effective is the middle. And yes, I know, strong driving. You're very good. Freaking track myself. So yeah, I'm happy they actually didn't spot me here and killed me immediately because I actually deserved that for being a dipshit, a complete freaking dipshit. But yeah, I got lucky and nobody spotted me, so I was quite happy about that. So middle. From middle, you can spot tanks that are up here. If you get until here, you can spot a lot of tanks there because you have 440 fuel range. I see this Tiger 2 attacking the T62A, so I start helping him. Put a couple of shots into him. I bounce 2 shots. I go to his third because I know I can reliably bend that without any problems. And he gets killed by the already Brad and Sam. So yeah, here was like, okay. Let me just go to the house on the left here. Yeah, there you go. This little bush with the house on the left. And try to spot something. And wow, I get really lucky. I spot 1 RD, spots 2 RDs, 3 RDs. And I'm like, let me give you damage, and you can have damage. I'm just giving everybody damage. So I was like, okay, he's gone. Let me aim for this guy now. I was just like, so many targets. Me so happy. And this is what you need to do. This is like your main goal when you're playing the lights. Spot heavy mediums. That's all good, but the main goal is to kill RDs. And that's so. At least that's what I think that your main goal is in a light tank. Don't be a suicide scout. Don't do stuff like that. But if you have the opportunity to kill the RDs first, do that because it's gonna affect the game a lot, like a lot, because there are 4 RDs in the enemy team, and if I can do some kills on them, my team will be not so pinned down anymore. So so my team can push up pretty much. See the back of the M40. Try putting some shots into him, but yeah, with my skill and luck, my shots just don't even go to the middle. So yeah, after this shot, I kind of realized that he was not there anymore, so I just stopped aiming and I went back to the E5. But the E5 was completely behind the hill. So I was like, okay, M40 is still there. Let me just push up this side, and I can probably kill him. So I get some shots on him. There you go. M40 shoots, and I'm not sure if he hits, but I do kill him right on time. And I'm like, okay, the game is pretty much done from here. There are only 4 enemy tanks remaining, and one of them is Artie, and one of them is E75 that I can actually reap in the back. Artie gets killed by the Waffentrager on the right, and I'm like, okay, at this moment, I know, APCR, that's kind of stupid. Not really. I want to reliably pen the E75 without any problems. That's why I went over to gold shots, because every shot needs to count here. Every shot needs to be a pen. I just didn't want that opportunity to bounce with my AP, because E75 can bounce some shots, believe me. So I just start shooting, and he's going away from me, so I just get perfect ass shots on him without any problems. Not sure why I shot there like a dipshit. Then I go back to his turret, because I know I can bend that without any problems. I go to his side, no luck. Shoot on the move again, no luck. And third time, it does work out good for me. So I start shooting on the move, and on this moment, I didn't realize that I had APCR loaded. But yeah, he went for me, and I was kind of mad about that, because really, you're going for the scouts? Like, you had E100 there and E4. No, go for the scout that can do 100 damage to you every shot. I can understand him going for the kill, but still, I didn't really enjoy that much. But yeah, that was the third game. Let's go over to the after battle reports. So here is the after battle report, and as you can see, I got a quite good game out of that. 2,700 experience, ace tanker, and 28,000 credits. I did my job there as a scout. I did damage. I spotted 5 tanks, so I did my damage, killed Arties, and in general, did my part in the game, and I was also top 3 in damage wise with my tier 5 in a tier 10 game. So I did my role there as a scout and damage dealer at the same time, and that's what I like about the Chaffee. You can be supportive, you can be effective in so many games with the Chaffee. It has quite good accuracy. I don't know, I just like this tank a lot. Like the MT25, I sold that thing because I don't like that tank. That tank is just terrible. That tank is terrible. As simple as that. And then MT24 Chaffee, it can scout, it can be passive, it can be supportive, it can be... I just really enjoy this tank, and I find this tank really good for a tier 5 scout without any problems. And yeah, I did lose some credits there. 14,000, that's quite a lot, so that sucks, but yeah, it doesn't really matter. I just wanted to make sure I was gonna pen the E75 ass. That's why I shot at his ass. But yeah, that was the Chaffee review. What do you guys think about the MT24? Some people seem to dislike that tank. I don't know, I find this tank, how to say this, it just works out good. Like, it works out good in the right hands. Like, don't be a suicide scout with the MT24. Just be passive. Like, if you have a passive kind of scout gameplay, MT24 is kind of good for that. It has good camo value. The gun is quite good. Shooting on the move works. And yeah, in general, I really enjoy this tank. But yeah, that was my MT24 Chaffee review. If you guys didn't like this review, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment. But yeah guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.